Hi, I'm Scott Patsko, here with Nate Cline, Joe Noga. We're going to talk about the first round of the playoffs. We've made it through 10 weeks of the season, and we're going to take a look at some of the best games of the first round and some of the games we think could end up being upsets. Before we do that, I did want to remind everybody we do have a free picks contest if you think you're good at picking the winners and losers in high school football.
You got to be better than us.
I know. We do have a free contest sponsored by the University of Akron. You can find information about that in the post where you found this video, and it's free. It's quick and easy to sign up, and you can win cash prizes each week, I believe, and as well as there's a grand prize at the end of the season, or at the end of the season. Everything kind of accumulates as you go, so be sure to check that out. So the first round, there's a lot of, I think, 40 teams we have in the
Local teams, yeah, 40.
Local teams in the playoffs. A lot of good matchups to pick from. Let's start with the games we think are going to be good first round games. And Nate, we'll start with you. Which game do you think is going to be one that's good to watch, or at least in doubt, going into?
I'm going to take everyone's attention to Division II. Number 4 Glenville versus number 5 Holland Springfield. Holland Springfield's going to be traveling to Cleveland. I think that's going to be a close game. Holland Spring uses more so their playmakers. They keep them more on the field more so than Glenville does, as opposed to they do a lot of switching. But Glenville this season they averaged a little under 10 points. They allowed a little under 10 points this season. But Holland Springfield they put up a lot of points on the board, and kind of keep out for their skilled players on the field. So I think that's going to probably be a closer game than what people think.
I think everybody's excited to see Glenville now playing against competition that's a little bit above what the Senate was. Everybody's kind of forgotten about Glenville. After the first 3 weeks of the season, they go into the Senate and they dominate so big, and I think it's going to be exciting to kind of see them in the playoffs.
Well, I'm going to stay in Division II. I'm going to go over in Region 3. It's a big rematch from a Week 7 game. Mayfield is going to host Chardon again. That game in Week 7, Mayfield had to come down the field in less than 2 minutes and score a game-winning touchdown. Real close game. Chardon was able to do a lot of ball control in the first half. They held the ball for 21 out of 24 minutes. Chardon has some playmakers. Tommy Beninati is sort of their go-to guy at quarterback and running back. Lucas Lundblad on the defensive line, 11 sacks this year, could cause a lot of problems for Mayfield's quarterback, Mario Monastero, who's thrown for over 1,800 yards and more than 20 touchdowns on the season. It's going to be another one of those close nail-biter matchups there, the 3 versus 6 seed in Region 3.
Well, I'm going to go with an 8 and 9, and I know 8 and 9 is kind of like 4 and 5. It might be logically close, but mine is in Division 1 as well, Menor and Kenton Glen Oak. I probably would pick Menor for this, even if they were a 4 or 5 seed in Division 1. They just have a knack for this year being in games that are kind of in doubt going into the end of the season. I think 5 of their last 7 games were decided by 11 points or less, and a lot of those they kind of had to pull away late. And obviously they have 3 losses, which is kind of a rarity. For whatever reason, the offense kind of goes through these lulls, and they haven't been able to pull away from teams that you think maybe they probably should have. So I would take Menor and Kenton Glen Oak as being one of those games in the first round that you're probably going to want to pay attention to in the fourth quarter. All right, upsets. There's upsets every year. We have a few, I think, that we want to talk about. Nate, we'll kind of go back to you. What first-round game do you think has potential to be an upset?
Well, my prediction, and drum roll, please, I think it's going to be Cuyahoga Heights over Columbiana. That's great there. In Cuyahoga Heights' 2 losses this season, it's been separated by 1 or 2 points. They've allowed about 13 points this season, while their opponent's about 23. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. But again, my prediction is probably going to be Cuyahoga Heights or the host team.
All right, Joe, what do you got?
I'm going to stay actually in Division II, Region 3. The number 2 seed is Madison, and I've seen them. They're a fantastic team, great defensive team. I don't know too much about Warren Harding, the team that's coming out to play them, but I do know that Warren Harding has a junior quarterback, sort of a dual threat quarterback, Lynn Bowden. He transferred from Youngstown Liberty this year. He's got 1,500 passing yards, 17 touchdowns. He's got 12 touchdowns rushing, averaging better than 6.3 yards a carry. He's the kind of player that can give an opposing team, sort of fits. Madison's on upset alert right now.
All right. When I look for an upset, I'm looking for a team that's ranked or that's seeded low but had a really tough schedule, like say a St. Ignatius in recent years or St. Xavier down in Region 2, or that team that's ranked high that's having a year they haven't had in a long time. And for me, it might be in the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And this year, I think Euclid kind of fits that bill. As far as a high team, they're ranked 5th. They're going against 12th seed Austintown Fitch. I think Euclid has the talent to defeat anybody on their side of the bracket. But it's a team that hasn't been in the playoffs since, I believe, 2009.
Right.
Austintown Fitch is kind of a perennial playoff team. They haven't made a really long run in a long time, but they have been in there the last 4 years. And I think that is a big difference. We saw Berea Mid-Park have that issue last year. They kind of had that season where they kind of broke out and had the high seed and lost in the first round. So I think if you're looking for a team that might run into trouble because of just the experience factor, I'm going with Euclid. So that's what we think. Be sure to let us know what you think. Tell us what your top games are or your upset specials this week in the first round. You can leave a comment in the comment section below this post. And keep an eye out for these videos throughout the playoffs. You'll see a Monday recap video each week, as well as a Friday preview video each week as we go through the playoffs. Thanks for watching.